Because of God also gives it lot of time.
Yeah, I have lot of time.
Lot of time. Yes, he's ahead us, no? He's ahead all of us. He's guide of us. He's guiding us. This is the ball of the Dhamma. Dhamma's ball. This is called the Dhamma's ball. Ball of Dhamma.
Power of Dhamma. Power of
Yes, sir.
Power of Dhamma, yes. Yes. You know that even this COVID period, the Bangalore and so many places, the COVID is there. But Vilas is doing very well. Several times, yeah.
Vilas
Yes, sir.
in Upekha.
Don't think about it. No, don't think about
Sir,
it.
Dhamma is protected us.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
It is said that if you follow Dhamma, Dhamma will protect you. So
Yes.
it is there. Okay.
Okay.
I experienced it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you for all your
When
compliments.
I suffered from corona,
Okay.
I only 14 days suffered, but after that I recovered earlier.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Sadhu.
Sadhu. So we'll start. Thank you so much for all your blessing, all your compliments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, please start.
Start. So I will not again do that Namo Tassa Bhagavata and all that. We will get into the sutta. So the assumption here is that first, that Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, you have to understand internally what it means. It means that it is not about Gautama Buddha, it is all Buddhas of the past. Second is Itipiso Bhagava, or you can do Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. So that you have to reflect upon the Buddha, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So totally it will take you around at least 10 minutes. Okay, you have to finish it. Don't do anything. Just reflect upon what the Buddha would be. And you have to feel that Buddha is standing in front of you or sitting in front of you, something like that. Okay, and Dhamma that he is teaching you. So Lasanta had gifted me this, so I keep it in front of me. Okay, so you can keep anything. If you don't want to keep it also, it's okay. It's not that you have to keep it, but what we need to do is we need to reflect upon Buddha Dhamma Sangha, because that will remove the skeptical doubt of what the teaching is, what the Sangha is, and what is the Buddha. Then after that you have to take 2 minutes, establish the 5 precepts or 8 precepts, 10 precepts, whatever you want to put, and reflect upon that, each one of those precepts. So you will be having 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, another 10 minutes. So 20 plus 5, 25 minutes is gone. That is half an hour is gone. So if you want to meditate, first half an hour will go in this. So that is what is the meaning of Dvedhāvitakka Savichara. So you are establishing, you are cutting the other thoughts, then you are putting this thought. So that is called as Vitakka. Takka means to debate. Vitakka means to extensively debate. So you debate which one to keep, whether you want to keep the sensual thoughts or you want to keep this thought. So once I have established this thought, then automatically you get into vichara. So Namo Tassa Bhagavata, that one 5 minutes, then Buddham Saranam Gacchami and all that is 10 minutes, then the 5 precepts is another 10 minutes. Then you relax. Don't close your eyes, don't say anything, just relax. what happens is, even if you were to take an oximeter and check your oxygen, it will be 99 and your pulse rate would be around 55-60. Okay, so you will have good oxygen and your pulse rate is good. Now what you can do, if you want to attain 4 jhanas correctly, then this sutta, like what we did yesterday, so there is this Indriyas then look at the Nivarana, that is the hindrances, and that will take you 1 hour total. So by which, meaning you don't have to speak, you don't have to say anything, you just have to look at how the Indriyas are and where it will take you. Always the Indriyas takes like this, so you are on top, Brahma realm, comes down to Deva realm, comes down to human realm, then comes down to animal realm, then to the Preta and all those realms. So the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and the mind takes you to lower realm of existence. So we need to reflect upon that and see where we are going. So Dvedhāvitakkasutta teaches us where we are going. After that, we have to see where is our hindrances. So the Vicikiccha is gone, so 4 hindrances are there. After we have done that, you are in the second jhana. First jhana, vitakka vichara. So that is done. Second jhana, you are in piti. At that time, if you want, you can enter into vidarshana like what Lasanta does or Sri Lankan does. You can get into vipassana or vidarshana, whatever you want to call that as, and that will take you to Dvedhāvitakkasutta. 2 ways of doing. Dvidha, Dvi means 2, Vidha means ways, Vitakka means to debate. Which side should I take? Should I take left or should I take right? So what Buddha says is that when I was practicing like you, what I used to do is what he says. So he put into brackets one, when I had Kama Vitakka, that is the debate about sensuality, 5 senses. Then Vyapada Vitakka, that is some agitation, irritation, anger, all that. So that is Vyapada. Actually, Pada means leg, Vyapada means stepping down. So basically we do something to step down. Anger, fear, then this agitation, irritation, all that will bring the energy level down. If you have seen, when we turn angry, we lose energy. When we get into agitation, we lose energy, like that. So that's the reason it's called as Vyapada. Pada is leg. Vyapada means stepping down. You step down, just like you step down the floor. Instead of climbing up, we are going down. So the reflection should be that I was a Brahma in the past many times. I would have been a Deva in the past many times. But due to this Vyapada, I have stepped down like this. And that cuts it. That will cut the thought of irritation or a kind of fear, that is insecurity, then agitation, all of that. Then the third one is most important, it's called Vihimsa Vitakka. What is Himsa? Himsa is violence. Now you might say I am a non-violent person. But that is not true. What it means, when I see something through my eyes and I don't get it, I find violence within me. I might not show it, but I will have violence with me. or I might have violence with somebody through sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, touch. All of that will create a violence within the person. So he says that creates cruel way of looking at things, meaning what happens is, first I will look at the world as very cruel. The world has been very cruel to me. It has never been kind to me. So this person is very cruel to me. That office is very cruel to me. This neighborhood is very cruel to me, like that. And then I put it on myself that, look, these people are very cruel people, so I should do something about it. So within my mind, the violence will start. So what Buddha did is, these three, he called it as one class. Class number A is Kama Vitakka, Vyapada Vitakka, Vihimsa Vitakka. Then he looked at, okay, now we will put another class. Another class of that is Nekkhamma Vitakka, Abhyapada Vitakka, Avihimsa Vitakka. That means Nekkhamma means to leave what you are doing. So in the sensual world you are holding it, here you are leaving it. You're just releasing it. So you don't want to, how many times shall I see this computer? How many times shall I see my speaker? How many times shall I see this? It's the same thing. So it doesn't change, but it creates attachment. So I should drop. So that becomes Nekkhamma. Kamma is to add the deed. Nekkhamma is to release the deed. That means you are not doing anything which will make a kamma by itself, which is caused by sensuality because of Kama Vitakka. So that create an opposite thing called as Nekkhamma Vitakka. Then Abhyapada Vitakka. Here I have Vyapada Vitakka. Now I am creating an Abhyapada Vitakka because I know if I am getting irritated, I am feeling angry or whatever it is, that will lead me to either human existence or it will take me to animal existence. Even if I am a Sotapanna, I will still become a human being. I will not go up because of that parami is not there for me to go up. So I might not go down, but I will not go up also. So that is not good. So I will remove the Abhyapada Vitakka, I will develop. Then Avihimsa Vitakka. So this is class number 2. Now what I can do? I have an option here. Third jhana, I can have an option. Option is I can go to Sukha or just observe this Vitakka in piti. So when the body is calm, there is nothing which is happening, reflect upon if anger comes at this moment, how it will take, and if the anger doesn't come, how it is. Meaning you are so happy that you don't want any anger, you don't want any calm or sensual thoughts to come, and you don't want any kind of vihimsa to happen. So you reflect upon that. You feel, this is what I want. Now when I do that, what will happen? If I keep the first one, it hurts me, it hurts that person, it hurts both. And not only that, it will remove the wisdom, panya. Then he says, Vighata Pakkiko. That means, Ghata means somebody killing you. Vighata means extreme injury. What it means is that it takes you down immediately. So it falls down, makes you to fall down. And Anibana Samvattaniko. That means Nibbana will not happen. That means I can never achieve Nibbana by going by 1. So the Nibbana can only happen if I go by 2. Second class. The first class is that one. And the second class is Nekkhamma, Abhyapada and Avihimsa avihimsa vitakka. So at the first jhana I have put in this. Now I am in piti second jhana, where I start reflecting upon this. So when I reflect that, the kama vitakka goes away, vyapada vitakka goes away, vihimsa vitakka goes away. So I felt, meaning that's what Buddha says, I felt that it is blocking my wisdom, that opened up my wisdom. And I saw that it is creating a great injury as good as killing. It released me from that, and it wouldn't have taken me to Nibbana, but by dropping it off, since it went away, now I can achieve Nibbana. Okay, so he eliminates it. How does he eliminate? By observing it. What did he observe? The coolness what he was feeling in the second jhana. Then only you can do it. So you enter into first jhana and you can do it, or you can enter into second jhana and do it. There are two places where you can apply this. Let's say I enter into first jhana and I can reflect upon this. Immediately these three, that is kama vitakka, vyapada vitakka, vihimsa vitakka, will go away. Okay. Now, why it happens? Why I was getting the kama vitakka, why I was getting vyapada vitakka, why I was getting vihimsa vitakka? So, if we observe, we get into it because we like it. Our mind is inclined towards liking it because that's what we see. I'm seeing my computer, I'm seeing something, I'm seeing my wife, I'm seeing my son, I'm seeing my chair, I'm seeing my fan, or whatever it is, I'm eating, I'm touching, whatever. All that will create a sensual reaction which is likable, like what we looked about yesterday. So whatever likable is, Nandi Raga is going to be there because we have Kama Tanaha. So the second noble truth is, why do we have it? So he says, one, you should have the Nandi Raga Sahagata Tatravi Tatra Abhinandini. So that means we are wanting to enjoy that moment of that sense. So when we do that, the establishment of tanha, that is craving, will happen. So upajjamana upajjati, nivisamana nivisati. If we were to see, upajja means to arise, nivisa is to stay. Where does it arise and where does it stay? Piyarupa, Satarupa. Piyarupa means which is lovely. Satarupa means which is agreeable. It should agree with you. So the moment something agrees with me, I have the tanha established there, then and there. So upajjamana means it arises and it establishes in that. Eye and sight, if it is Priyarupa or Piyarupa, that is likable and it is agreeable, that is Satarupa. Upajjamana upajjati, nivisamana nivisati. Now it establishes there, it stays there. So that becomes Kama Vitakka. So if you do it in the first jhana or second jhana, you will know that your heart, that is Hadayavattu, with 5 senses, Chakku Pasadarupa, Sota Pasadarupa, Ghana Pasadarupa, Jivha Pasadarupa, Kaya Pasadarupa, will have the Hadayavattu itself is a itself, that is Mano. 6. The Pasada Rupa is shining, it shines. Pasada means where something shines, it's that which shines. So the reflection falls on that, the object falls on that, and then it's like mirror. You cannot hold it. It just reflects on that. And the mind, which is Mano, picks it, thinks that it has caught it. That is what consciousness will do. So now it is Upajjamana, it is already arisen. That means it has come on the mirror. Now Upajjamana has happened. So Nivisamana. It, just like a camera takes a photograph, it takes a photograph and keeps it. This I will enjoy. So in the second jhana, you will see how this Pasada Rupa will work. Then you know how this Kama Vitakka, Vyapada Vitakka, Vihimsa Vitakka happens. Okay. So you will find that if we were to consistently think about the sensual thoughts, meaning one sensual thought has come, and the next one will come, then the next one will come, then the next one will come, then the next one will come. It keeps on continuously arising. This is called a Chitta Viti. That is like a road where you get the same people. The Chittas are the same. So you have the Chittas arising of the same kind, all sensual. So that gives you the motion. So if I consider the Kama Vitakka at that point in time, Nekkhamma Vitakka will be removed. So there is no need to renunciate anything, is what at that moment it will be. So let's say, I'll give an example. Now again we'll take Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a Buddhist nation. So it will help you if you go to Sri Lanka and you go to some of the temples or the Mahabodhi, the Bodhi tree there, or the Mahasaya. So if you go there, your Vitakka will be not Kama Vitakka, because you are seeing people going there. So automatically the Chittas which arise there will be of devotion. So you will go and say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, and you will do all of it. Let's say I go to Bangkok, Thailand. Now when I go to Bangkok, Thailand, in the night, there is nightclubs. Now there are a lot of people, lot of girls wearing partial dresses, and they are walking. The mind will relish on that. So even though I have Buddha, I have wanting to renunciate, but because of the inclination towards that, I will start enjoying. I will start enjoying it. So when I start enjoying it, what happens to the Nekkhamma Vitakka? It is gone. It is replaced by Kama Vitakka. So now we can observe, if our mind is inclined to the sensual thought, class A, that means my mind, what is coming on that reflection is on Kama. It is always imprinted with Kama. So every time the Kama will come and get imprinted, again it will come imprinted, again it will come and imprinted. So Nekkhamma Vitakka will not happen. So it always clings, that is Upadana, to sensual. Okay. Same thing, that means as many times as we as many times as we feel the sensual, those many times it will appear. So it can appear in the tongue, it can appear in the ear, it can appear in the eye, it can appear in the nose, it can appear in the body, it can appear in the mind, because it is appearing in all the 5 places. So he gives an example. Okay, 1 second. But
phone ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳ್ದಿನ.
One second. Okay. So this is what actually happens. So what he says, we need to observe. If I'm getting only sensual thought, it means I'm enjoying that. So I cannot get nekabba, I cannot get abhyapada, I cannot get vihimsa. So I have to practice. What should I practice? You have to forcefully pahana sanya. You have to forcefully cut it out. Second jhana, or in the first jhana I need to do that, or without jhana also can be done. So you can do vidarshana without jhana, meaning this one can be done, no need for getting into first jhana and all that. You can just sit, reflect, closing your eyes, reflect what is coming, some sensual thought is coming. Now you have to identify A. Oh, I'm getting A. So then what happens? You get kama vitakka, then converts itself into vyapada vitakka, then vihimsa vitakka. Now you have to replace it by nekkhamma vitakka, then you have to replace it by abhyapada vitakka, then you have to replace it by avihimsa vitakka. This creates stress. So you will not be able to enter into jhana. So he says here, when I was trying to do that, I was able to establish. Then I thought, if I were to keep on thinking and considering this all the night, will I get realized? Will I get liberated? He said no, because it will tire my body and it will tire my mind. So that means if I do only vidarshana, it will tire my body and the mind. It gets exhausted. So when the mind is stressed, samadhi is not possible. So even though it is working, meaning I am now forcefully seeing a woman, will feel that she is not a woman, I will not have any kama vitakka. If I am seeing a computer, I will not have kama vitakka. If I am eating something, I will not have kama vitakka. If some sound is going into my ear, I will not practice kama vitakka. Good. But it is strain. It is a stress. With stress, samadhi is not possible. So Buddha finds that it is wrong to do so. Not that you should go to kama vitakka, but reflecting like this for the whole day and whole night is not going to work. So he then thought, let me do it just in a relaxed manner. And then he found out etan santan etan pani to do that. Yadidam upekha, like what we saw yesterday. So then the samadhiyami happens. That is, Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. That one happens now. Why? Because the mind is relaxed. So you have to relax. When you relax, the mind is brightened up. If the mind is brightened up, it will automatically leave what it was doing. That is, Kama Vitakka is gone. Vyapada Vitakka is gone. Vihimsa Vitakka is gone. In its place, Nekkhamma Vitakka is established. Then Abhyapada Vitakka is established. And then Avihimsa Vitakka is established. Okay. Now, this stress, when removed, he will see that it is caused due to heart's or the mind's inclination, Hadayavattu's inclination. Now the Hadayavattu is inclined towards B, not towards A. So now even with Kama Vitakka comes, it cannot do anything. Because second jhana is piti, third jhana is sukha. So when it finds sukha, it will drop off everything it has. It doesn't take that object any longer. So it's very good to establish. Okay. And then he gives an example. First example is when the mind is stressed out. And when the mind is not only stressed out, trying your best to establish this or that, then what happens? It's like a cowherd boy who is having cattle. And in the rainy season, last month of rainy season, people will put their crops. And this fellow cowherd has to ensure that he doesn't make the cows eat these crops, otherwise the villagers are going to hit him. It's so much of stress for the cowherd, so he can't relax even for a minute. He has to keep on watching. So the Kama Vitakka, Vyapada Vitakka, Vihimsa Vitakka are like that. You have to keep on watching them. But when you get Nekkhamma Vitakka, Abhyapada Vitakka, Avihimsa Vitakka, then it is like same cowherd, but this is the end of the summer season where there are no crops. So he can just sit in one tree, below a tree, taking his stick, just relaxing there, watching all the cows. What he has to do is, he has to only watch the cow. He doesn't have to do anything. Okay. That is the third jhana. Now when we have the third jhana, what will happen? The mind will give up all the so manasa, do manasa, sukha, dukkha. Four things it will drop. First one is, we have dukkha, body pain. That goes away in the first jhana. That's the reason we feel body very light. In the second jhana, you get sukha, piti and sukha. Third jhana, piti goes away, sukha establishes totally. So now, the so manasa has arrived, the do manasa has gone away, along with dukkha. So manasa is mind. The chittas are fully charged up. They're bright. The mind is very light, very happy. So So that is called somanasa. Domanasa is mind is very heavy, very dull, and very in grief, very much in pain. That is called domanasa. So if you have read Abhidhamma, it is domanasa sahagatam and domanasa sahagatam. So something like that. So we don't have to go to Abhidhamma, but you need to know there is something called as somanasa and domanasa. But all the four are a problem. That is sukha, dukkha, somanasa, domanasa. Four things are a problem. Because they will make the manasikara go left, go right, go left, go right. It's like a boatman trying to steer the boat, and he has to keep on playing with that steering. So the manasikara is having yoniso manasikara and ayoniso manasikara. When it leans towards sukha, it becomes ayoniso manasikara. When it leans towards dukkha, again it becomes ayoniso manasikara. But when you start seeing things as is, it becomes yoniso manasikara. So manasikara means a willful watching, just like what we looked into pajanati and sampajana. If you remember what we spoke about, if you observe what you're doing, it becomes yoniso. If you don't observe what you're doing, it becomes ayoniso. So you have 5 fingers. In these 5 fingers, you have small finger Vedana, second finger Sanya, third finger Chetana, fourth finger Phassa, fifth finger Manasikara. And this Manasikara is the witness. This is the consciousness. There are 4 levels of consciousness. The first level of consciousness is conscious mind. Now we are conscious. We know, oh, this is Preeti, this is Swati, this is myself who is speaking, this is Kalpana, and this is Lasanta. This is conscious. Below that conscious mind is the subconscious mind, which normally doesn't do anything. It just stays, and whenever the conscious mind is closed, subconscious mind opens up. So in a subconscious mind, we will do something which we will not do in a conscious mind. Let's say, as an example, I'll give you a beautiful example so you can understand. So first time when I went to America, there was, while coming back to India, so I was in Chicago airport. In that airport, the Air India had cancelled 3 flights. I don't know why they had cancelled it, but they had cancelled 3 flights. And my flight was the 4th one. I was on the right flight, supposed to be. So I came from another place in America, came into the Chicago airport, and then I find a huge line of Indians. Now they are all standing in line. And where other airlines like British Airways and Lufthansa and every counter is free, there's nobody there. Only the Air India people are waiting. And they all are decent people. Now we waited and waited and waited. So I reached the airport at around 11 a.m. in the morning. My flight is at 7 p.m. in the evening. I was wondering why you have to wait so much. Anyway, this flight had landed early also. Instead of arriving at 12 noon, I landed in Chicago at 11. So I thought there's a lot of time. And we waited and waited and waited and waited. We came to know that there are no flights to India. And then the problem started. People jumping line, going to the airline, this one, that one, fighting, all that, abusing. This is called subconscious mind. We are generally going to stand in a line and be very courteous initially. If everything is going fine, that's what the conscious mind will do. But when something cannot happen, cannot work out after some time, we lose patience. And when the patience is gone, automatically the subconscious mind opens up. And when it opens up, it can come up with something. So people can hit, people can do whatever, they can shout. They were all decent, but they will become something. So this is what Manasikara is all about. This guy, the thumb, is the Manasikara. Based upon the Vedana, feeling, Sanya, Chetana, meaning willful action, what I want to do, and Phassa, this Manasikara takes action. Ayoniso Manasikara is, it relies on the Phassa because of Vedana. So if a Sukha Vedana is there, it immediately attaches through the Phassa and Ayoniso Manasikara happens. If it is Dukkha Vedana, the Sanya says this is Dukkha Vedana, then the Chetana will look at what should be done when there is a Dukkha Vedana. So it will immediately tell the Phassa, do like this. Then the Manasikara will take a decision. This is a deciding authority. So this person is the witness. These four people will close themselves off. So the witness, every time this Manasikara is held responsible. And these four thieves, they go inside. They don't show up. So if somebody says, who did the mistake? So Manasikara did the mistake. It will not say that, no, Vedana did the mistake, then the Sanya made the mistake, then the Chetana made the mistake, the Phassa made the mistake, and the Manasikara then made the mistake. No. It will be always like thumbs up, and this thumb is the one which can be seen from far away. So everybody will catch this. Why did you do it? I did not understand, and that's the reason I did it. Oh, sorry. There's no sorry. You have made karma. Oh, okay. What should I do? I don't know. So this is the Manasikara problem. So these two consciousness, that's conscious and subconscious. A third conscious which is there below here is unconscious. All our past lives is stored here in unconscious. Why unconscious? Because we don't know. Simple. If we were knowing it, then there is nothing called as unconscious. Because we don't know, we have unconscious. Then below that is supreme conscious, which is Vinyanam, Anidasanam, Anantam, Sabbato, Pabam. That is in the last. These are four layers of consciousness. It is not four consciousness. Four layers of consciousness, and the first layer is the one which keeps on talking to people. This is called as conscious mind. The mind becomes conscious. Okay, so when somebody calls Preeti, suddenly the body turns. Somebody called my name, Preeti. And when I say Lasanta, I'm Lasanta. That is this small piece, which is conscious mind. Right below that is subconscious mind. That has no name. It doesn't even know it exists. And the third one is unconscious. So what Buddha does is to enter into the fourth jhana, you will get into all your past life, because this is the unconscious mind. Now you can get to all the... Now what happens to this conscious mind? It's gone. Because this is fabrication. This is what the conditioned consciousness is all about. That is Chakuncha Paticha Rupe Upajjati Chakku Vinyanam is this small one. Because we've been told. And we keep on attaching to it. So Sanya keeps on happening due to Vedana. So now what you're doing is you are crossing this and the subconscious mind and going to unconscious mind. And when you are in between the unconscious and the subconscious mind, you will experience bliss. That's the third jhana. So you feel body is gone. Why? This conscious is gone. This conscious is also gone. Which conscious? Subconscious. It opens up deeper into the unconscious mind. Now you can see the chittas arising and passing away. So when you as consciousness yourself watch it, pabhasaram idam chittam happens, because it is shining. And that is what is the fourth jhana, where whole light can be seen, which we looked at it in the Samannapala, fourth jhana, where it will show you the whole body is illuminated. Okay. So now when you go to the fourth jhana, he gives many words here. He says, number one, purified. Like what? Like gold. If you have gone to a goldsmith and if you've seen that he has put some gold ornaments, or he has put some stones of which is going to become gold in the fire, it starts burning, and as it burns, the bright light starts to come emit from that iron, that gold ore. So it shines and it is bright and it is flawless. Why flawless? Because unconscious mind is flawless. There's no flaw in that. It just watches. Everything is watched. It doesn't do anything. It just watches. Now you can do whatever you want. Just like a goldsmith will do ornament out of it, you can now do what you want to do with that unconscious mind, which now has become conscious. And this is called as ananjabi sankhara. Ananjabi means you are gone into jhanas. So this sankhara, out of three sankhara, that is, what are the three sankharas? Yada Santa.
Punyabhi sankhara.
Punyabhi sankhara, Punyabhi sankhara, and Ananjabi sankhara. So you are in Ananjabi sankhara. Okay. When you are in Ananjabi sankhara, you are able to see the whole lake, which is now frozen, like a moon shining on the lake or sun shining on the lake, and you can see all the stones, each stone representing one life of yours in that lake. Now you can see, oh, I was called so and so in this life, I was born in this family, then I went from here to there, there to here, this one, that I came from this body, entered into that body, then I stayed on a tree for some time, then I went into Brahma, then I came here, then I happened there. All that you will see. Okay. And what he does is that in 7 days after his enlightenment, the first night he only did this to watch all his lives. Okay, this is what he did. Now, can this be done by everyone? Yes. Why we are not able to see? Because of Nivarna. What should I do about Nivarna? You have to remove it. How will I remove it? He has given in this sutta also how to remove it. So unless we remove it, we will not see this. Okay. Now he understood that there is nothing called as Atma which is permanent. And you cannot say there is no Atma also. Okay, so he closed the question of Atma exists or Atma doesn't exist. Was I born in the past? Will I be born in the future? If I am born like this, what I will be? If I am born like that, what I am going to be? Because unconscious mind, unconscious, what we call conscious, neither is born nor it dies. It is just there. So you can't say you were born. You can't say you will never be born. You can't say there is Atma. You can't say there is no Atma. So this is what is the thing. So what exists and what doesn't exist is the personality doesn't exist. The person doesn't exist. But consciousness exists. But consciousness is not existing without condition. Consciousness is existing due to condition. There is Sankata in consciousness also. How these stones representing each of my life is conditioned consciousness. It's not unconditioned consciousness. So if I were to say I existed in the past, it is wrong. Because I never existed as existence. The consciousness scale stayed, moved into another, but not the same, but not the different also. Okay, so what's the difference between Hindu philosophy and Buddha? In the Hindu philosophy, because they can reflect back to thousands of lives, in one of the, not in all, in one of or two of the books, you will find references that you will get to a stage thinking that you are same all throughout. But what Buddha saw is that you are not the same, neither you are different. It is dependent on the condition, which is karma. It's not that consciousness just wants to establish. It is unestablished is the true nature. But if it is established, it will keep on changing form. Okay. So that is what you will see. And then what I and Lasanta had gone 1 minute, 9:23 more minutes. Okay. So I and Lasanta had gone to Bodh Gaya. At that time I told him, when we were sitting in the Bodhi, under the Bodhi tree, we were meditating and he was saying Ghata. So I told him that, look, I am able to see beings coming out of their body. That was the last time I saw that. I have not been able to see it after it. Maybe I should go again with Lasanta and sit in the same place and I should get it. I don't know. But I had told him. And he was reading the Gatha. Then he looked at me. I don't understand, Vilas, what you're saying. But if you are seeing it, okay, no problem. So then I enjoyed how they are going on the tree and going up and all that. So I was able to see it. So he says that when you are in this kind of samadhi, you can now find not only the stone, but you can see of all the beings, how they are going up, how they are going down. Okay. So that light, what you see, that light will show you the Gandhabba, that is that mental body, and it is full of light. It shines. Okay, it shines, and that automatically takes the shape as per its gati, and it automatically becomes a human, or it becomes an animal, it will become a preta, it will become a asura, it can become whatever it wants to become, it becomes. It can become a deva, it can become a brahma, it can become whatever. But that is what the unconscious mind will do. Okay. The supreme consciousness is undirected consciousness. Vinyanam anidasanam anantam sabbato pabam. That is undirected consciousness. It is not directed to anything. You can't name it. You can't create anything out of it. Okay, so whatever is created is in the conscious mind. Whatever is experienced is in the subconscious mind. Whatever really you are is in the unconscious mind. But the fourth mind is not accessible at all. Okay, you cannot access it. It's not possible. So what you can then access? You can do a parinibbana of that. Meaning what? You go through 9 jhanas and leave it. Then it will not get established. Yatta patavi cha apo cha tejo na vayo na gadati. Yatta digam cha rasam cha anunathulam shubhashubham. Yatta namam cha rupam cha asesham uparujjati. Vinyanasa nirodhena yattesa nirjati. So what it means is, if at the moment of death, if the Gandhabba, first comes the Chitta Jakaya, when it comes out, the Chitta is there. That will decide what karma to take. So the 7 Javana Chittas, the last Chitta will decide what it should take. So it takes Kamma Jakaya. Then it is waiting. Then it goes into the Utu Jakaya. Then you get Kara Jakaya. So first it has only 3 Kayas. Then the 4th Kaya happens. It has only 4 senses. The Kaya comes because of Kara Jakaya. So 5 senses arise and it takes the shape. Okay. Now when it takes the shape, it is taking shape based upon whether it is inferior, superior, beautiful or ugly. That is Yatta Dhigancha, tall, Rasancha, short, Anu, like an atom, Thula, thick, Shubha, full of nice experiences that being can have, Ashubha, and it will have all kind of ugly experiences in its life because it has attachment to Nama and Rupa. So this unconscious mind will become part of the subconscious mind and becomes a part of the conscious mind, and it enters into the womb of the mother as a human or as whatever. So let's say if it is a andaja, that is by egg. So now it will enter into that. It's just light. It just enters. And it starts taking food. So it becomes whatever it should become as per that. So the Bija Niyama starts, then Chitta Niyama, then Dhamma Niyama, then Utu Niyama. All that Niyamas will start. So now this becomes like what we all are sitting here. So it becomes something like that. So now we know it is why it is like that. Then that is the second night he understood. Then he understood the suffering, the jati pi dukkha too, the all of that he understood. Then he understood the cause of suffering. Then he understood the how to come out of suffering. Then the path he took to come out of the suffering. That is 4 noble truths. Then his mind was freed. What it means? It became anidasanam. So no longer there is any establishment of anything. So from 4 jhanas you can do that, provided we are able to remove the sensuality, that is Indriya Bhavana. Then this Nivarana, then this sutta, very nice sutta, if we look into it, then you can establish the 4th jhana. Now you will come to know that water is still. So Nibbana is mind stilled. So there is one Thero called Katukarande Jnanananda Thero. He made a book called as Nibbana, mind stilled. Very nice, apt word. Because if you understand the conscious, unconscious mind, you will see the mind is still water. It's not moving. There's nothing which is moving. Now you can see length and breadth of your life, all the lives. So now seeing it, you know you never died. You're just conscious. That's all. There's nothing was born and nothing died. So you know you are released from that. So you will not come into any realm of existence. So now he gives a simile. Now he gives a simile. The simile here is that there is a bush. Okay. A bush and filled with deer. The deer is not seen. But a person who would like to take on the deers sees the deer, feels that let me do something about these deers. If I sell them, if I kill them, I get a lot of money. So then he comes up with a plan. He brings in one male deer and one female deer and then puts them in the herd of the deer. They are domesticated ones. So they will then spread all the negativity, all the karma into this deer. So they all will come from the bush and come to the mainland, where this person is waiting to catch them. So they come into disaster. Why? Because all of them are now held captive. And they are taken wherever they are taken. Whereas another person comes, he knows how to free the deer. This person has taken the deer. Now he knows how to release the deer. So he comes, he will first remove those two deer which was put by this fellow. He will first remove them. He will first remove the male deer. The male deer goes away, the female deer also goes away, then the herd is clear. Then he removes all the herd back into the bush where they were, so that they can lead their happiness. So he says, the low-lying areas, when the deer goes into, where everybody is seeing, is like sensual pleasures. A herd of deer is sentient beings like us. A person who wants to harm the deer is like the Mara, the wicked. The wrong path is the 8 wrong path, starting with wrong view, wrong thought, wrong speech, wrong action. Then the person who comes to get those herd out of that person is Buddha. And he will show the path to happiness by closing the wrong path. And he removes these, he will identify who are these two domesticated deer and he will remove them. Okay. And what is this male deer? Male deer is Raga and a female deer is Moha. Where is Dvesha? Raga has behind Dvesha. If you have Raga, you have Dvesha. Why? Because you have moha. And as much moha you have, that much raga and dvesha you will have. So first you have to come out of female. That is the moha. Female in the sense, not the female body. So don't get by body. The attitude of being a female is to have attachment. And attitude of having a male is to have desire. If you get rid of the desire and that attachment, dvesha automatically goes away. Raga khayo, moha khayo, dosa khayo, nibbana. That's all. So now you are in nibbana. With that, this sutta also ends. Dvedhāvitakkasutta. That's all I had. I made it very simple, otherwise it would have gone. So my wife was saying that it's already 9:30, 9:40. So she was telling me, hello, you have not stopped. So I'm stopping. If you don't have comments, we can end it. But this is what we need to do. So two ways, one way and two way. So that will take you 4 jhana, and then all that can be done. Yeah, Lasanta, you wanted to say something?
Now, Vilas, you have explained it very well. So I just share a little what one of the Theros said, something about the chitta, which that as you say, the chitta when you becomes to the when you come for the maranasan, I mean when you are becoming to death. So for example, which one Sri Lankan Thero explained like this: a person is dying. At that time he see other people and he asks other people that now he's pointing in either side. He said that there is a black dog there, please chase it away. And then other side, can't you see that some dogs are barking over there, please chase it away. So that's mean he's just dying and he says to other people, but actually there is no dog over there. So what is happening now, his chitta, the chitta is inviting him to the dog womb. So that is happening. So as Vilas says that actually we now in the human life we are here, and when the right time comes we have to find another life. So this is going like a circle, like a chakra. So we have to take different shapes here. As Vilas explained that if you become to 4th jhana, you can penetrate these things. So unfortunately, I don't have such opportunity, or I don't experience this so far. So I don't know. But I just believe. I believe what is absolutely correct. So we want to develop our mind to attain some such level. So it is perfect that this is going, and you know that kayaktena. So the nature is always, human nature is going downward direction. So we have so many qualities because of raga and
Lasanta, you are gone.
Deshis are Goibasar Brahmalok, where we started at very first. Then now we are becoming and we are deteriorating this way. So you see that the COVID and so many things in the world. Why? Because of the raga, desha and moha. So here, since we have this jati, we have all those suffering things. Therefore, we have to penetrate this pure dhamma. This is the only way that we can remove all those problems, all those things. Therefore, we have to get much more effort to understand this pure dhamma. Then this is the only way that we can finalize everything. So I don't want to tell anything more. That Vilas is doing a very great job over here. So thank you, Vilas, and I'm so happy to join even today. And I don't know this. I might make some kind of problem for you because if I come to here, you have to talk in English. Otherwise, you can just talk with your language and you can share so many things. Because of myself, we have to discuss. We have to turn the conversation in English. I don't know whether it is a problem for understanding the Vilas message for you. Then
No. They understand English, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
And they speak also English.
It is
So
very good.
you don't. Because of you, we have not done English because I'm also recording it on YouTube. There are a lot of people from Discord who will watch, so I make sure I make it in English. So you are joining here is not hurting anyone.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Nice. Very
And
nice.
it's very nice that you are joining.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
All right. So any other questions or anything you want to share? Otherwise, we can end. And tomorrow we can do jhana. Lasanta,
Yes.
tomorrow is at 7 to 8.
Vilas, especially weekends, I will not be able to join. I have some online lessons.
Okay.
Then I will. Yes, most probable I will come. I will join on weekdays. I will try on my best.
No worries. Don't worry. Even when you come on Monday, we will do jhana as per this. So you will experience it.
Okay. Yeah.
So don't worry. It's not tomorrow if you don't come means it's the end of it. No. We have all the days and all the weeks. So don't worry. Concentrate on your school curriculum and we can do it on Monday, and whoever is there here, we will do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, then good night and Tervan Sarnai and Namo Buddhaya. Bye.
Welcome. Would like to Buddha.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.